Hello, hello, my friends, my family, my community, my tribe. Welcome to the Hippie Moms Podcast. What's up, you guys? How are you? It's just so you know, it's okay to be silly. It's okay to be crazy and weird, and actually it's a lot more fun to do that than always take yourself so seriously. I take myself so seriously problem, so I'm really trying to do things that are more silly and more out there. So today, I'm really excited. I've just been inspired by so much lately. Just being able to do this podcast and creating the Holistic Mama Summit. I just feel like I'm finally living in alignment and actually doing the work that I'm here to do. And it's been a long road, my friend. So if you're not there, that's okay. This is what it's kind of about. I want to kind of talk about the becoming of our optimal self today. And there's this quote by Maya Angelou that I just love, and it's a beautiful reminder. Here's the quote: "There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside of you," because there's a story inside all of us. There's a purpose. And do you know what scares me the most is this idea of not fulfilling my mission on earth, not fully living my truest soul expression. The thing is, you guys, every human on this planet has a mission, a unique individual purpose that we are specifically designed to embody during our life. Like this is legit truth. This is my truth. And you don't have to believe it. Remember, don't believe everything that I say, but you can ask within you, do I have a purpose? Do I have a mission here? Am I here for a reason? Yes, you are. And our soul longs to be heard and expressed. And I've kind of found that this longing that we feel, it kind of feels like a void, right? And so for so long, I try to fill my void, right? I try to fill my void with new clothes, handbags, shoes, shopping, Amazon packages, drugs, alcohol, even like crazy exercise, or, just keeping myself busy so I didn't have to listen to the void, right? And the thing is there are millions of things we can try and fill the void with, millions of things, and it can never be filled. It will never be filled. It won't. You're the only one that can fill it, and it will continue to long and crave its full expression. Your soul will continue to crave its full expression, without the shame, fear, and self-doubt that we just pick up along the way and in our world. That's a complete freaking illusion. What keeps us from living this full expression? And what I like to call it is the optimal version of ourselves. And this is something that is part of it's part of our Hippie Moms collaborative group coaching program. This is a huge part of it. So I'm going to give you an idea of what we do in there. These are groups of 8 women. It's a collective, and it's really beautiful work. But here are a few of the things in my life that have always contributed to me sabotaging my living in alignment with my fullest expression, like sabotaging my life, sabotaging, the fullest version of who I am. And the thing is the number one thing I believe is false beliefs, okay? These are belief systems. We pick these up throughout our whole lives, from our family, from our friends, our culture, society, the marketing and media we're exposed to, right? It's always telling us we're not enough because we have to buy their product to be enough, and everywhere in between. And we never question the beliefs we carry around. And this is a sure way to live in a mental prison of suffering, you guys, and never-ending longing if you just don't freaking question what you believe. And sometimes it's hard to do, and we're going to kind of go into like, how do I actually do that in a little bit. But the next thing that I found that really sabotages my happiness is self-doubt. And this is fueled by false beliefs and messages that we picked up, and we just don't believe we're worthy of greatness and success, and we just doubt our ability. And it's like this consistent subconscious messages that keep us stuck and in the hamster wheel of suffering. Do you know what I'm saying, sister? Do you get me here? And it limits The thing is, the only limits we have in our life are the ones we create in ourselves. So hello, it's not your parents' fault, okay? Believe me, I've liked to blame my parents for a very long time, and I'm still working through a lot of mom and dad issues. I'll just be honest with you. But here's the thing: is like we are the creators of our reality, and if we don't take responsibility for that, then we're just going to be a victim. And you know what? I don't want to be a victim. I can be a victim sometimes, and it's not fun, and it's not empowering, and it's like you give your power away, okay? And I think the other thing that really keeps us kind of stuck in this hamster wheel is we don't invest in ourselves, especially as moms. Like the easiest thing to do, we think, it's actually not easy, is to fill everyone else's cups, and we forget about our own. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You know, how we show up as who we are meant to be can we actually show up like who we really want to be when we're tired, fatigued, and empty? No, you can't. You're going to be miserable, irritable, frustrated, and a bitch, okay? Because I can definitely be that. And I still am, you guys. Trust me, I'm not there. It's a journey. It's always a journey. There's no destination. And we have to invest time and resources in doing the things we love. You know, truly caring for our soul home, aligning our hearts is the path. Aligning to what we want is not only the healing, but shedding who we no longer want to be. And so this investment of time and energy and resources into our physical, mental, emotional well-being is, of course, absolutely vital. I love that word, vital. I think that's like my new word. And let me tell you, no one's going to do it for us. It's only up to you, okay? The fourth thing is the fear of getting out of our comfort zone. Let me tell you, I do not like being uncomfortable, but I've really realized, is it actually comfortable to be in your comfort zone? Just kind of think about that for a minute. Because if you stay there and you don't change, it's actually really uncomfortable because the longing, the void keeps going on. It will not go away. We are required to get out of our comfort zone. Changing the way we do things, our habits, our thinkings, and the actions we take requires us to shift out of what is comfortable and into the unknown. And this is a beautiful perspective that my wonderful friend Angela, I love her, she's going to be on our podcast. She's actually going to be at my summit too, because she is a mentor of mine who I love and adore and really respect. She talks about getting out of our comfort zones like this. We're kind of on the edge, right? And we feel like we're on a cliff. And it is freaking scary, right, to do something different. Maybe it's just even saying hi to someone in the elevator or smiling at someone, walking past us, right? And then we do it. We smile at that someone, or we wake up and drink water, or we actually go on a run or a walk. And we look back and we're like, oh my gosh, that was just a curb. Duh. So amazing, right? It's so amazing. Like when we do these things, we realize, why am I so scared? Okay, so when you start doing these things, you realize I'm really making so much of a big deal about it. Then really I need to. All right, so yes, is your comfort zone really comfortable? Is it? And I really suggest you spend some time exploring this. You'll have to realize that it's extremely uncomfortable staying stuck, stagnant, and not evolving. I just can't stand it. If I'm not in my work now, I realize I'm not happy. And you need to flow. You need to be in the space that you love doing. And let me tell you, when I love this story. When I first met my husband, we were dating, and he was this internet marketer, and he was broke. Like he was bankrupt. I remember in the process, he moved in because he had nowhere to go. Like his house went into foreclosure. I mean, he was just a mess. And I still loved him. I saw his potential. And one thing I just loved about him is his belief in this, that you can do what you love and make money. And like at that time, I was in commercial real estate. I was miserable. I was making rich people richer. And I was just like, yeah, right. Let me tell you, it's the freaking truth. You can do what you love and make money. But the only reason you can't do it is because you believe you can't. That's it, okay? That is it. You are your self-limiting belief. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my tarantula. Her name's Olive. Yep, we have a tarantula. We actually inherited her from the boys' school, and she's literally the lowest maintenance being in my home. Like, she's so easy to take care of. I'm fascinated by her. And so what tarantulas do is they molt, okay? And this is where the old skin's removed and discarded a couple times a year. But before she molts, she looks like crap. I'd say shit, okay? She begins to bald on her abdomen. She starts to look kind of like sick and like kind of gnarly. And she becomes slow and sluggish. Like she doesn't really move around very much. She even stops eating for a couple weeks. I don't recommend doing that. You're not a tarantula. And then she creates a safe place for her under her log home by spinning her silk, her webs. And she closes off the entrance so that no one or nothing can come in to this like sanctuary. And this is her unbecoming process, okay? She sheds her skin so that a new one can take its place. And what she does is she literally creates a bigger place or skin to live in. Like she literally creates a bigger, more comfortable space. She grows, she expands, she evolves, right? Do you think that's uncomfortable? I don't know. You can't talk to a tarantula. Believe me, I've tried, but she doesn't talk to me. I really can't think of a better analogy because she doesn't have a choice whether to molt or not. It's instinctive, right? It's deep in her biology. But we, on the other hand, we have a choice in the matter. Our lives are a representation of the accumulation of every single choice we've made. And most of us are making our choices unconsciously and unintentionally. I've slipped into that, right? That's called the subconscious. That's constructed by all the belief systems, all the crap that don't serve us, but continue to create and manifest a world that we don't want to live in. So what I want to offer you is I want to offer you 4 ways, all right? 4 steps. 4 is the magic number that I discovered on kind of the beginning, the transition from getting through life, rather from getting through life, but truly embracing and living your life, okay? Now, I do have to remind you, again, I've already said this, I do not have everything figured out, okay? I don't. But I'm on the journey. There's no destination. I realize that, and I realize that every day is a new opportunity. Every moment is a new opportunity to be something different and create new ways of being. And I want you to, I want that to sink in your freaking cells. I want you to know that the way you are is not the way you have to be the rest of your life, right? And whether that's just with weight or feeling grumpy or irritable or hormonal or, not happy in your own body or skin and your mind, like it's okay to be where you are. And the beautiful thing is that you start where you are and it's going to be the dichotomy of where you're going, right? Your optimal version of you. Because if you were already the optimal version of you, you would not appreciate you. You wouldn't. You would just take it for granted and be like, I'm perfect. No, that's not how it is. You have to experience the depths of your soul so that when you are fully expressed, you are living in alignment. You can preach, you can tell stories, and you can help guide people on their path, right? Okay, can I get an amen? Amen, amen, amen. Okay, so the first step that we have to do is we have to become aware. We must become aware. This is like why I really believe meditation and sitting in stillness is so important to mental health. Because if we can't sit and listen to our own minds, and we can't identify the habitual thinking that's constantly manifesting our reality, then we can't change our reality. So we have to change our thinking. We have to become aware of the thoughts, right? And I know that's scary. And we're going to talk a lot about meditation and mindfulness, and we'll expand on this subject so much in our relationship together on this podcast, because I truly believe I'm not an expert, but I am a consistent meditator. I do it every day, and it's awesome. It takes time and practice, and there's no destination, right? But it's truly an opportunity for you to sit with yourself and truly look at what you are thinking so that you can say, I don't want to think that. How can I reframe that? Or what's a new perspective that I can bring in? What's a new energy or frequency that I can bring in? The next thing is question your thoughts. Now, are you familiar with Byron Katie? I'm really curious. She is amazing. I'm going to put a link in the blog post actually to this whole topic. I'm going to transcribe this topic. Because I love it so much. And she has, it's called The Work. Byron Katie's The Work. And she has 4 questions to use as self-inquiry. And it's amazing. I've read her books and I love it. I think it's a really great way to question our thoughts and uncover the truth or lies in our thinking. Because if you really start to question your thinking, you kind of get a new perspective. Everything I think isn't true. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull it up real quick. The questions, just so that you know kind of where we're going with on this. It's called the 4 liberating questions. And the first one is it true? Okay? And then you're like, yes or no. If you say no, you go to question 3. If you say yes, and then you say, can you absolutely know it's true, right? This thought, my kid's a jerk. My kid's a little a-hole. Is it true? No, it's not true, right? And how do you react when you believe that thought? Well, when I think my kid's an a-hole, I feel really bad. I feel guilty, and I feel like I'm resentful of him, and I get all these feelings, right? So I start to identify like, okay, when I think this thought, what are the emotions that come up with that? And then who would you be without the thought? So if I didn't think my kid was an a-hole, I'd actually be probably happy. I'd actually probably feel a little bit more calm. And then you can start to say, okay, well, I don't want to think that thought anymore. And that's totally a thought that's not true. And so let's find true thoughts that are true, or thoughts that feel better, right? What is something that, I need to think, am I an a-hole? And then he talks about like, okay, after you answer these questions, you do a turnaround. So you kind of figure out what the opposite. My kid is not an a-hole. I am an a-hole. And start to look at that. Like, am I being an a-hole for thinking he's an a-hole? Yeah, probably, right? So highly recommend looking it up. It's great. I could talk about that forever, but let's stay on track, shall we? Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, I want you to decide that you're ready to live in alignment with your soul purpose, okay? I want you to just say, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready, universe. I'm ready, God. I'm ready to live in my soul purpose. I'm ready to be fully expressed in this earth. I'm ready to do what I'm here to do, okay? Because energetically, when you make this declaration, you will begin the process. And I'm going to talk to you how we can kind of connect to this frequency a little bit better. But you need to say I'm ready, okay? And you need to feel that in your heart, okay? I want you to feel that in your heart that you're ready. You're tired of being stagnant. You're tired of being stuck. You're ready to be your optimal version, okay? And that's, you got to take responsibility for your life. Stop blaming other people, okay? Because people are not in charge of your life. You are in charge of your life. You've made all the decisions in your life, regardless if you're aware or intentional about it or not. It doesn't matter. The fact is you're responsible, okay? We got to stop blaming other people. We got to forgive people. And we have to move on, and we have to, and I know that that's like really light, and it's like, and I understand it's not that easy, but that's what the work is, right? We become aware of the thinking and the thoughts that are manifesting our victimhood, and that's part of the process. So this is a process. This is a kind of an exercise that I have incorporated in the Hippie Mom Collective group coaching programs, okay? And here's what you do. First, you find a quiet place, right? Moms, I understand that's kind of hard. Maybe get up like 10 minutes early tomorrow, or maybe get the kids to sleep if they even go to sleep. Who knows, right? If you're a mom, sometimes you're like, I don't even sleep anymore. And that's okay. But if you can advocate for yourself, this is part of self-care, saying, hey, hubs, or hey, mom, or hey, any community babysitter, come here, watch my kid for 30 minutes. I'm going to go take care of myself, okay? And I mean, not like take care of yourself. Okay, sorry. My mind goes in such a gutter. But you can do that too. I think that's an important thing. You got to take care of yourself. Okay. So what I want you to just close your eyes, and I want you to imagine the most optimal version of you, okay? Now, we're not going to focus on the discrepancy of where you are and where you want to be. We're not doing that now. We are just looking at ourselves like we're looking in a mirror, and we are seeing the most optimal version of us. I want you to use your imagination and create in your mind's eye the version of you that you are becoming. You are becoming. Not that you want to become, but that you are becoming, okay? Now, what are you doing with your time? Okay, let's talk about her or that person in third person. What is she doing with her time? What does she love doing? What is she in the flow with, right? Do you just see her smiling, right? How does she feel, right? What does her typical day look like? All right? I want you to notice her energy, her facial expressions. Just notice, okay? Just notice and stay there. I want you to spend some time doing this. I just want you to imagine her, and this is you. This is you that already exists in your life. This is you creating. This is your becoming of this optimal version. But so many women don't even know they have the opportunity or capacity to create this, okay? All right. So as we explore this vibrational frequency of this version of ourselves, we connect to it. We invite it in. And we start to say, and one thing I love to do is I really like to write this stuff out and really imagine this version of me and what I'm doing. And let me tell you, I did this 2 years ago, and I will tell you things are happening exactly the way that I envisioned, okay? I know this personally. I was in a very dark place. I was living in a place where I didn't have any community. And I wasn't living my passion. I didn't have a platform. You know, I've been growing Hippie Moms for a long time, but I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do. Let me tell you, the universe will provide. God will provide for you, but you got to get clear, okay? So that's why it's so important. I want you to feel her. I want you to feel being that version of yourself and really embody it, okay? Let it sink in on a cellular vision, a cellular, capacity. Like, let it just sink into your cells. There we go. So I understand this is a little woo-woo, and that's totally okay. But I have a feeling if you're here, you're kind of woo-woo. So thank you, the woo-woo club. All right. So as we're connecting to this version, I want you to know, again, it already exists. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to notice in the next couple of days what is happening in our lives that is not in alignment with this optimal version. Okay, this is not time for judgment, all right? Being judgmental, being in self-doubt, all these things, I understand. Go through them, notice them, thank them for their messages, but we're just noticing. We're being curious. That's what Angela always says. Be curious, right? Be curious. Take a put your curiosity cap on, all right? All right, put your curiosity cap and wear it, and then, start really looking at your life, all right? When you imagine this version of you, think, like, what were you doing? How were you spending your day? And then say, why aren't I doing that now? Can I carve out some time in my day just doing some things that I love and I enjoy, that I actually enjoy doing? And start to notice what's blocking you, right? Is it money? Now, it's the idea of money and time. It's a belief system. It's a belief system about money and time. Maybe you just need the balls to make it happen. And we don't have balls, obviously, but that's just, I don't know, I like using that saying. But deep down, you might believe you don't deserve that in your life. And you need to explore that. You need to really look and examine your beliefs, okay? So that you can bring them to light and heal them, right? And what I do is I thank them. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in a minute. So if your optimal self was healthy, maybe vibrant, full of energy, what creates that into reality, right? What are you doing during your day to create that? Are you eating better? Are you moving your body? Are you meditating? Now, don't take my suggestions. This is just something that I realized. Like, my optimal day was, getting up and drinking water and being able to, be in a good mood for my kids and making them lunch and kissing them and saying goodbye. Have a great day at school. Yay! I always get excited when my kids leave my house. I'm just being honest, right? And I love them coming home. I love having my time. My vision was having this time to work, to really be in the flow. And I'll tell you, when I'm working, it feels like, I've been working already now for about 7 hours, and it feels like 30 minutes because I love it so much. And that's where you deserve to be as well. Or whatever you want to create. Now, you also have to realize it took us decades to get where we are, okay? Decades. And that's one thing I always talk about. It's not like you eat a whole thing of ice cream and you have diabetes, right? These things creep up on you years and years and years. So you have to unbecome your habits and things that aren't moving you towards this alignment with your true self, okay? And as you begin to understand this, it's going to be easy to slip back and focus on why you aren't there, why you can't create this life. It's okay. You're curious about it, right? You're saying, is that a belief I want to keep on believing, okay? Because a belief is a thought you keep on thinking, all right? And this is just your past conditioning keeping you stuck. So be aware of those habitual thoughts and actions. And remember, number one, we must become aware. That is number one, and that is the gateway to making change. Now, I want to talk a little bit about self-doubt before I wrap this up. So I spent days, hours, years doubting myself, my ability. I don't deserve to be successful. Oh, I'm not good enough to have a podcast, or I'm not going to be able to do it. All this stuff. And I'll be honest, once I connected to the optimal version of me and I saw her, right? I saw her flowing. I see her, standing in front of an audience, speaking her message, her story, and making an impact on the greater good of humanity. That's my reason. I don't know how I'm going to do that. And the thing is, you don't have to know, but you have to know that you are here for that purpose. And every time sometimes things happen and I just start to doubt myself. And here's what I do. This is how I handle it. And this is how you can handle any negative type of thinking or false beliefs that are coming in. I thank it. I thank self-doubt. I say, thank you for showing me the parts of me that are still scared. Thank you for showing me that I want to stay in my comfort zone. That's not comfortable, by the way. And the parts of me that no longer are in alignment with my mission. This self-doubt is no longer in alignment with my mission. And I kind of think about it as a small child, right? That's giving me this gift of self-doubt. Okay? Because you love small children. Like, there's no way I can be like, F you, I don't want that. You just say, thank you. I see you, and I receive the message. I'm going to take the self-doubt. I'm going to remember why I have it, why it's in my life, but I'm not going to use this gift. I mean, I might burn it, to be honest with you. And I think that's burning, that's another things. I love burning stuff like papers and stuff and fires. Again, sitting around a fire, if you were listening to my previous podcast, The Evolution of the Modern Diet, like sitting in a fire, like burning that crap. It's important. I think it's good to burn shit. Excuse my language. Okay. So this is what you can do with all negative energy and thought forms that try and drive you off your path, right? Acknowledge the gifts within it. When I pray, I wake up in the morning, I pray, I say, thank you for it all. Thank you. Like, I was sick for 2 weeks, not COVID. And I was like, thank you. Because you are reminding me how much health matters to me, how much I take it for granted, my health, right? Start being grateful for the things that aren't in your lives, because they are simply messages telling you you're not in alignment, or just little reminders of how freaking amazing your life is, okay? And how much we take for granted. So start thinking these messages rather than saying, this is negative and I don't want to think about it. But that's not going to do anything. Think it. Our longing to be heard and live in purpose is that feeling that will never leave us. It won't. And we have to follow the messages and listen to this guidance constantly fed to our souls. Because again, nothing's going to fill the void, right? Nothing's going to fill the void. The only thing that fills the void is you moving towards the optimal version of you. You making, the thing is, you're perfect the way you are, but there's also always room for improvement. I think that's important to know. So it's, instill endless curiosity and longing to dive into something that holds you like